Well, earlier I spoke by phone to Fahad al-Benali of the Bahrain Information Affairs Authority. I asked him if he agreed with Bernie Ecclestone, the Formula One boss, that the Grand Prix had given the protesters a platform.
Anybody watching the media coverage last week, and especially today, knows that, we've been the Bahrain, the Grand Prix, and the Bahraini government have been put under intense media scrutiny. I mean, what protester could ask for more? I have to say that the majority of Bahrainis are supportive of the race, even those who are very critical of the government. It is only those who, a minority of hardliners who are against the race and have been very vocal against it.
But you wanted to show that Bahrain was back to normal after last year, and yet we're hearing from activists that they're being shot, they're being beaten, they're even being threatened with rape. It's very far from back to normal, isn't it?
Well, first, we deny any allegation of, torture or mistreatment since the BICI reports, which is the independent report, the Independent Commissions of Inquiry's report, which is exactly why it was commissioned in the first place. Many have called that report, they've labeled it, described it as very damning to the government. This report was, published and announced at a very public ceremony, and it's also available online in both Arabic and English. I mean, we've taken accountability of our mistakes, and we take torture allegations and any allegation of mistreatment very seriously.
But there are people on the streets now who are saying that just this week alone, they claim that there have been 100 arrests and 50 wounded. This is happening now.
That is, I think, at best an oversimplification of the situation. The right to protest is guaranteed in the Constitution. Nobody in Bahrain will be arrested merely for protesting. However, I'm sure you've seen the footage of, what some might call protesters assaulting police officers with Molotov cocktails, or intentionally blocking roads or commercial areas. Recently, the White House published a statement acknowledging that some police officers were critically injured as a result of those attacks. I mean, I'm sure you'd agree that even the most liberal of Western democracies would draw the line at violent assaults at policemen.
Well, here, the Labour leader, Ed Miliband, said he believed concerns over violence and human rights in Bahrain meant the race shouldn't go ahead. But the Prime Minister refused to endorse calls to cancel the event.
Well, it's a matter for Formula One, but let me be clear, we always stand up for human rights, and it's important that peaceful protests are allowed to go ahead. But I think we should be clear, Bahrain is not Syria. There is a process of reform underway, and this government backs that reform and wants to help promote that reform.
I must say, I don't want to be rude at all, but I think it's a little bit silly putting the race on, because it's given the protesters an incredible platform for all you guys to talk to them. They talk about democracy, and which is freedom of speech, they say. They've had all the freedom in the world to talk to all you guys.